Black Friday is hands down one of the easiest times of year to scale an info product business if you know how to structure your offer correctly. You see, the thing about Black Friday is people are actually actively wanting to buy. So what you need to do is give them something that matches what they're looking for. Last year on Black Friday, we brought in another $45,000 in profit in one single day because of the things I'm going to show you in this video. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I'm using Black Friday to scale inside of my $1 million per month info product business. The offer we're running, how we're structuring it, and how you can plug this exact strategy into your business right now. Let's get into the video. If you're new here, my name is Stamar Green, and in the past 21 months, I've scaled my info product business from $0 to over $1 million per month. Every video on this channel is dedicated to show you how to scale an info product business to at least $100,000 to $300,000 per month using paid ads with proven strategies. Let's be clear here. Nothing I share here is guaranteed to work for you and your business. We've never met before. All I'm doing is sharing what's worked for us and our clients as well. So one of the most important things to understand is what you think and what you portray to your sales team is how they operate. I made this big mistake going into Q4 where I would actively tell my sales team, hey, this is when people stop actually buying info products. They're spending a lot of money on products, things for the holidays. And we kind of have to peel things back as we go into Q1. This is a big mistake that I made. You see, the things about it is, do people shop less or more during Q4? My primary business is the Amazon FBA business, and what do we see? Around this time of year, e-commerce sales go through the roof. We do anywhere from 40 to 45% of our sales from October to December. And January is time and time again our highest sales month. But when you talk about the high ticket space, what often happens is we feed into this narrative where, hey, sales start peeling back, people are spending more time with their family, show rates go down, all these things kind of go and shit the bed, and then we generate less sales. You see, the thing about it is that's not the case. You're talking to a different audience and you need different motivators when you go into Q4. I was talking to my sales manager and he reminded me of something. He said, hey, dude, this time of year, I actually made the most money I ever did going into November. And I sat there and I was like, you're right, dude. You see, this time last year, this was our highest sales month ever in our business. When we started in February 2024, all the way up to October 2024, we could not scale past 50K per month. And then all of a sudden, I made some change to the marketing message and boom, November 2024, we hit 100K. December 2024, we did 120K. What happened there? You see, who you're speaking to this time of year is very different from every other time of year. And what you say to them needs to change. Look, when you're going into things like Black Friday, holidays, people are expecting what? A deal. They're looking for someone to give them discounts. So what can you do is match the buyer persona. When you go into Black Friday, one of the most important things that you want to do is speak about how you can actually get them to the result for an even cheaper cost than what it would usually drive for them. Now, here's the thing. When you're running paid advertising, there's a cost to business. Even if you're charging 5K, 10K, 20K for your product, that is not your net profit. You have the cost of ads, you have the cost of the sales team, you have the cost of fulfillment, and then after all that's said and done, you get paid. So when you just give a discount to your program, what happens? You're driving down your net profit. Now, if it's still profitable, good for you, but there's a smarter way to go about it. So while we want to match the buyer persona and give deals, we need to make sure we're making money. So here's the thing you got to remember. If you've been running an info product business, here's what you probably have. You probably have a decent following on social media. You probably have an email list. You have a retargeting list. And these are always going to be your cheapest offers. Outside of that, you probably already have customers in your program that you can do what? Upsell. So here's the different buckets that you want to make sure you're attacking this time of year to make sure your profit stays high. You see, your followers and subscribers are going to be where? On things like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. You see, those are people who you already have in your pipeline. People already know, love, and trust you. And even if you have a small demographic of people in that atmosphere, what you can do is offer them a discount. You see, those people already, you don't have a cost to acquire them. If you put out things like new Instagram reels, new YouTube videos, new content, new stories, right? And you drive people to let them know that you're going to be running a promo. Guess what? All those people that maybe couldn't buy at your prior price, but if you have a 20% discount or 25% discount, boom, you're able to drive all of them into one location to start buying from you. I freaking love it. This is why when you have an organic following, utilize it. It doesn't matter if you have 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 followers, you can still generate income from them if you create a cheaper offer. The next thing that you should have is something called an email list, right? If you've been running ads, you're probably collecting emails, phone numbers, all of these things. If you can present that same offer to them by sending them an email or a sequence of them, having your team dial them, get on the phone with them, tell them that you have an offer, guess what? You can now drive some more revenue out of there without having the cost of running paid advertising. Now, number 3, this is probably my favorite bucket, is your current customers, right? If you have people in your program already, let's say you have 50, 100, few hundred, thousands of people in there, guess what? There's a certain portion of those that you can upsell or extend their offer. Like, if you have an offer that you've been running for, like there's a 6-month program and people are near the end of that 6 months, guess what? If you can offer them 40, 50% off to extend the program, some people will take it, right? Or if you have people that are in like your group coaching, but you want to put them in one-on-one, offer them a discount on that bonus, and you can now soak in a tremendous amount of revenue from them. You see, the thing about it that people forget is around this time of year, marketing gets super expensive. No matter if you're in the e-commerce space, you have an offer, whatever it is, and you're running paid traffic, what we see is costs start to spike in Q4. Now, what do the rookies do? They spend right into that without making changes to keep their profit hot. One of my favorite things is if you're gonna run paid traffic, guess what? Raise your price. And you can use this as an urgency play, right? Because if your price, let's say, is usually about 10K, and you tell people, hey, after this date, look, the price is gonna go up to 12, 13, 14K. Well, guess what? They're like, damn, I've been on the fence about making this purchase. If I get in now, I save a tremendous amount of money. You want to make sure that you're creating urgency all the way along the pipeline to make sure that people buy when you want them to. And the best way to do that is to deal with the people already in your pipeline, not go for new customer acquisition. But if you are going to go for new customer acquisition, make sure you are what? Raising the price to account for that and not going into the red just to acquire a customer. Now, on the marketing end, one of my favorite things to do is to change who I'm speaking to. You see, not everyone goes and hangs out with the family and takes times off during this time of year. What do some people do? Well, they want to prepare for the new year. They have their New Year's resolution. They have all these things they kind of settle for the year. And a lot of people are doing what? They're actually frustrated this time of year. They're like, damn, I wasted another year not making progress, not taking opportunities. And I don't want them to go into next year with the same exact issues that I had this time. Speak to that. I think one of my favorite things to do is when I send out emails, when I send out content, when I retarget people, I speak to them in that nature. I'm going to actually make them feel a different way about it. You took a whole year off. You didn't really execute on stuff. But look, you're going into 2026 and you haven't made a single change, right? This right now, what I'm doing with all these discounts, with all these promos, I'm speaking to people that actually want to take action, right? If your main objection before was price, not having time, not all of these things, are you going to let that extend into another year, or are you going to make this shit happen for you? Now, when you talk to the right person in the right way and you reframe them around the investment, and on top of that, they have something called a discount, guess what? They start buying. You see, Black Friday is one of the best times, and including Cyber Monday is one of the best times for you to get the right people in the door. Where a lot of the times when you are pitching to people, you have to reframe about what they're capable of. Now, I changed the messaging. I reframe them about what they haven't been doing this whole entire year. When you speak to the right people, you get the right result. I think one of my favorite things about this time of year is not only are people actively spending money and looking for change, but the thing about it is when you can talk a little more aggressively, a little more direct to the right person, you get them into your program and you get the right demographic. So these are the 6 things you want to make sure you're doing if you want to take full advantage of Black Friday. Number 1 is going to be aggressively attacking your organic audience. These are people that are already in there. There is almost no cost to actually speak to them through your content. The next thing is if you have customers already, well, guess what? They've already bought something from you, and we all know the easiest person to buy something from you is someone who already bought something from you, as long as they already had a good time in your program. You have 100 people, you can convert 2, 5, 10% of them. Guess what? It's free money sitting on the table. Now, as this time of year, people love a good discount. Make sure that if you can do it and you're still profitable, offer incentive based on 20, 30, 40% off, whatever it may be, to just flush money into the system. And the 2 last things you want to make sure you're doing is messaging changes, right? Instead of talking about people about the power of the vehicle, what they can do, talk to the people that are really frustrated about how little they got done this year. Talk to them about, are they going to let another Q4, another Q1, another year pass them by without taking action? I like to be super direct with my marketing. I don't like to bullshit, because at the end of the day, I'm looking for the right people in our program. Look, we all know in the info space, you get the wrong person through your funnel, the wrong person in your program, they cannibalize, they kill everything that you worked on, they can affect your community, and at the end of the day, they're not the people that get the right results. So I love being direct this time of year, I love pulling the right people in there, and I love aggressively attacking them. And in my space, I'm in e-commerce. It works really well because this is the time of year people make the most money. It's almost a no-brainer. So whatever your offer is, figure out what is the leverage point that you can talk about going into Q4, going into Black Friday, going into New Year's, and make sure your marketing message matches that. And everything along your funnel talks about it. And lastly, one of my favorite things is if you want to run ads, we all know it's easier to retarget a warm list than a cold list. So if you have a ton of emails, a ton of organic people, you can retarget everyone from your IG funnels, email, CRM lists, website visitors, all these people that already know you, and speak directly to them. You're gonna get a cheaper cost, and at the end of the day, it's gonna drive up your margins, even if you are reducing prices. And then lastly, add urgency. Let them know that there will be offer change, there will be price increases, all these things that you probably want to do going into 2026 anyway. You're going to be raising your prices. You're going to be removing things like your lifetime access. And if you can get the right message in front of them, people feel more incentivized to create urgency and actually close the deal. Urgency is the name of the game, no matter what you're selling. Why do people want to make an investment in themselves, in your company, in your business now? Not next month, not 3 months, not 5, that's down the line. And the thing about paid traffic, look, it can be unforgiving if you don't do these things, because when we shell out capital for a lead, we have a certain cash velocity that we need to hit. If we're not getting our cash back in our business within about 10, 14, at most 30 days, we are in a bad hole. We can go hundreds and hundreds of $1,000s into the red before we can get that money back. And what's that gonna do? Slow down our marketing as we look to scale. Thing about it is it's all about getting capital in the business as quick as possible. Last thing I'll mention before I let you guys go is what I love is one-to-many selling. You see, what a lot of people do is you have a sales team, you're booking calls, you're running a VSL, all these things. One of my favorite funnels in the game is going to be webinar and challengers funnels. Why? Because the more people you can pack into the room, the better the offer is, the more that your sales team can kind of screw up. You see, when you can get all the people in the room, you take full control of your messaging. When you have salespeople that might be distracted with their own family events, doing all these things, kind of fucking off for the rest of the year, what happens? Now, you're at the mercy of them. If you can do properly and learn one-to-many selling, you take full control of your funnel, especially when it comes to challenge funnels. It's a no-brainer. Sometimes you don't even need a sales team. Or if you have a good webinar offer, you can go without your sales team as well. You can do breakout rooms, all these little tricks to drive people to actually pay you a lot quicker without taking all the risk of having a sales team that could kind of start falling off a little bit this time of year. One-to-many selling is one of the best ways to get into this. So that's exactly how I'm using Black Friday to scale my info product business. And if you want help scaling your own info or coaching business, I help info product businesses all the time scale past 1 to 300K per month while using paid ads. High converting offers and the exact marketing and sales systems that I use inside my own business to scale to over $1 million a month in just 18 months. Just click the first link in the description below and book a call with our team to see if you're the right fit. And if you found this helpful, make sure you subscribe to the channel while we dropping continuous videos on how to scale a high ticket info product business. This is the exact same system that I used to take an offer all the way from 0 to over 100K per month in just the last 90 days. Look, I hope you found this helpful. I'll catch you on the next one.